I think young people should know that there were black men in this community in the 1950s and 60s who made a big difference. I think they need to know that everybody was not frightened, scurrying away from conflict. We had black men in Miami who stood up to the times, and young people need to know that. Dr. John O. Brown, who was one of my heroes in the civil rights movement and the leader of the chapter of the core chapter, Congress on Racial Equality, the most activist of the civil rights organizations in Miami, told me about the civil rights movement that the folks who really made that happen in Miami were not the school teachers, not the black business people, not the black uppities, it was the black working people. And he mentioned longshoremen and bus drivers as the ones who gave the little $5 as they could every month or what have you, to have the civil rights movement supported financially. That support came from working people, came from union people. Privileged white folks, like privileged black people, like school teachers, they were the most privileged of the black community, didn't support civil rights. They thought they'd lose their jobs. So the folks who were marching and contributing and all that were working folks like these men and their families. A part of that was you couldn't fire, because of Longshoremen was involved in supporting the NAACP, for example, you couldn't fire him. If you were a maid or a janitor or somebody working for someone and they found out that you belonged to the NAACP, that'd be your last day of working. But you couldn't dismiss a longshoreman. He could hold his NAACP membership card up in your face. So that's power, when you're not subject to the whims of individual folks who may not like your politics or your color and can dismiss you from employment. Couldn't do that with a union member. I think to have that kind of power where you can really, really determine your own life, the thing that makes that possible today is not the muscles of being a longshoreman. It's education. It's your mind, it's your brain, it's using what you know to get ahead. These men made it because they could lift stuff and handle what, the bodies were their economic strength. That's how they survived, by using their bodies to make a living. You don't need to do that anymore. Use your mind. And don't miss opportunities to grow your mind, because that will make the difference in the future. Grow your mind, read, and then benefit from the history of heroes like this, and they were heroes. And take their example, considering what little they had in terms of education and support, and consider what you have today. And there's no excuse for not excelling as a black person.